Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here on my way to court this morning. And I thought I would shoot you a video. I've talked to a few people whose kids have gotten hurt and they're minors. So I thought I would shoot you a video about the pros and cons, the pluses and negatives of representing a minor in an injury case. Okay, so first, the pros. Okay, the biggest pro is, if you watch some of my other videos, you know that insurance companies settle cases based on fear. If they're not afraid of what a jury might do or a judge might do, they're never going to make a fair settlement offer. And what I've discovered after years of practice is that if there is a minor involved and it's otherwise a decent case, at some point they're going to come up with the money. Now, does that mean the case will automatically settle before suit? No, it doesn't automatically mean that at all. But in many cases it will. If it's a substantial settlement and their offer is, non-trivial, but not what the numbers should be, then the case will have to go into suit. But they often want to settle, and you'll often get offers on my minors cases. They're afraid of sympathy. They're afraid of the sympathy that a judge and a jury will feel for an injured child, and the fact that any permanent damages are going to go on for, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, right? And, a jury is allowed to consider and a judge is allowed to consider how long the disability or the injury or the pain in the future will go on, as well as its severity. And also just think about all the things, like if you have a kid with a permanent limp, they're never going to have a normal gym class. Kids are animals, let's face it. If you have a disfiguring injury, are you ever going to have a boyfriend or girlfriend? You probably will, but it makes all that kind of stuff, that's like that's the sugar, that's the nectar of life that gives life its meaning. Falling in love, all of this stuff, starting a family, that's the stuff that makes life worth living, and the value of that and the difficulty of that, the injuries really impact the child, right? So there's a lot to be sympathetic for. So that's like the big plus. So what are some of the negatives? Well, one is, depending on the age and the mental abilities of the child, are they going to be able to describe what happened? And if they're not, how are we going to prove what happened? So a lot of cases involve unwitnessed accidents, and if you only have a minor, you better work with an attorney who is creative in hiring accident reconstructionists and people like that, and also who will go out and hire an investigator to go look for additional witnesses, look for other witnesses. So that's sort of how that works. That's something to keep in mind, right? But a good lawyer will be able to see that a mile away and take steps to mitigate that. The other thing to think about is, if the injury was traumatic for the minor, depending on their age and their emotional reaction to it, and their emotional or psychological injuries, we may not want to put them in a witness stand and ask them those questions. So that's something to think about as well, right? The other thing is, like, procedurally, otherwise the case goes pretty much the same way it does. When you file a lawsuit for a minor, you usually have a parent who is their representative in the lawsuit, and they'll have to be deposed as well, but they would probably be deposed anyway as a parent. And then at the end of the case, for example, in Cook County, there's a local county rule that says you have to bring a motion in front of the judge that the case is in front of and get approval for the settlement. And then on top of that, you have to then open up a probate estate. right? So when you win money where the net distributable to the minor is over $10,000, so if it's a smaller case, there's a different procedure. You usually don't have to go through probate court. You will need approval of the court to settle the case, but you won't need to open a probate estate. But for settlements where the net distributable to the minor is above 10,000, which unfortunately is most types of injuries to minor cases, it will have to go to probate court. So, that's sort of how that works. What is probate court? Well, we file an entire separate case in the probate division of the court. And it's not what you think. We're not redoing the entire case. In probate court, all we do is we go to court, we show the judge the settlement, and in a probate case, the court is basically there to protect the child, protect the minor. It's also true if an adult person cannot take care of themselves. You need to go to probate court in a similar procedure, right? So if somebody's got a profound brain injury, they can't manage their own affairs, you probably have to go to probate court to get approval for the settlement, as well as have the probate court administer the settlement. So essentially what happens in probate court is you open the case, you file a petition explaining to the court what it's all about. You appoint a parent, usually, as the guardian, and then you produce a document to the court saying, here's the amount of the settlement, here's the lawyer's fee, here are all the case costs itemized, here are the doctor bills, here's what we have to pay back, here's what they've agreed to take, here's the cost of the probate suit, all the rest of it itemized. And at the end, you got to calculate the amount that the minor will receive, right? Now, the probate judge looks at all that and decides whether those numbers look right to him or her or not. And if anything's fishy, the probate judge will call the lawyer on it and say, what is this and why is it necessary, et cetera, right? So that's kind of, you got to dot your I's and cross your T's in probate court, because they don't mess around. The judges take protecting minors and protecting minors' money very seriously, right? So long and short, after all that's done, the lawyer will get an order from the court saying, cash the check, put it in a bank, usually you can deposit the check, but you deposit the check, you write checks to all the people, you keep copies of the checks, you have to track that they're cleared, and you get an order to set up a special bank account for the minor that nobody can touch the money. Now, you could go to court and ask the judge to disperse the money for the minor if it's necessary, but usually that's just not going to happen. The judges do not just let you take money out of the minor's estate for any old reason. It's got to be, something serious before they'll allow you to do that, right? So once the bank account is set up, everything is all set up, then we disperse on the case, and then usually 30 days later, I have to go back to court and file what are called vouchers, which are basically receipts showing where the money, the total amount of money, and then where every amount of money went down to the penny, and showing the judge proof that that bank account is set up for the minor, and it says right on the bank account, that it's a trust account for the minor, and nobody can touch the money until the minor turns 18 or until further order of court. And then once that's done, usually the money sits there until you're 18, and then when you're 18, the minor can go to the bank and convert the bank account into whatever, into whatever they want for their use, college, whatever it is. So my point is, like, the processing of the settlement for a minor, way more complicated, way more complicated for the attorney at the end of the case. But it's required by law, so we gotta do it. So anyway, hope that information is edifying to you. Hope that clarifies some things about when a child is injured in an accident, how all that works. Hope that helps you. Hope you and your family are well. If you know anybody who needs an injury lawyer, please send them my way. You can call me anytime, night or day. 312-500-4500. 312-500-4500. That's the number to call. You can call anytime, night or day. Somebody will pick up that phone no matter what. Could be a holiday, could be middle of the night, could be middle of the day. You're going to talk to somebody trained by me who knows exactly the questions to answer. And if, they send me your info immediately. So anyway, well, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident and needs a lawyer or even just has questions, give me a call anytime, day or night, at 312-500-4500. You can call me anytime, day or night, and the consultation is free. That's 312-500-4500. Or if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I made 2 great tools that really help people out that you can use for free on my website. The links are in the description. The first one is called the Case Cash Calculator, and it tells you what your case might be worth. The other is called the Good Case Calculator, and it tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The best part is that they're 100% free to use on my website, and it only takes you 20 seconds flat to answer 7 multiple choice questions right off the top of your head. And then you get custom information about your particular injury situation fast and for free. So check them out, links in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new videos every week, and this way you'll get notice of them. And if you have a question you'd like answered in a video, just leave a comment with your question in the comments section. Finally, if you enjoy my videos or if I've helped you in any way, I hope you'll consider doing me a favor. Injury law is a very competitive field, and I like having a small independent firm so I can help people who need it. People really rely on Google reviews when deciding who to hire, so I hope you'll consider leaving me a 5-star review on Google. It only takes a few seconds, but it's a favor to me that I would really appreciate. The link is in the description. You just go to that link, click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Once again, I hope you and your family are well, and if anyone you know needs an injury lawyer or has questions, please send them my way by calling 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Take care.